Check.
I'm back to sitting where I don't.
Check.
Keep talking.
Can you hear me at all right now? Jake kind of looks like a fucking idiot, like a little butthole. When
Bring your mic a little closer.
Bring it a little closer. I was gonna say when you have the fucking hood up tied around your fucking face like that, yeah, you look like a little butthole. Hey, Juice, clip Jake with the thing tied around his face, and then just put that in like that at the end somewhere.
Jake Mahan. Not the Snake Mahan.
Why you gotta sing it like that?
He's not a snake.
Yeah, but
No longer slithering.
No longer Snake Mahan.
alright, that works.
We can restart because my dad just fucking pulled it.
I told you.
I
fucking told you.
Alright, cut.
All right.
Alright.
Welcome to episode 3 of the Bottom Shelf Boys. This is the podcast where we taste test bottom shelf liquor so you don't have to. Joining me as always is Dominic, the sweet Italian Berardi, and Jake, the Snake Mahan. How you doing, boys?
Hello. How you doing, boys? Also, today... No, cut that, Jake. Cut that.
All right, Jake, what are we drinking today?
Today, we got a nice bottle of Ancient Age right here. Ancient Age. Found this at the old Giant Eagle liquor store.
High class.
I don't know, something about the label, it drew me in, so I had to get it. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I'm going to just read the bottle for you. They put some interesting stuff on here. We'll see if it's actually interesting. Carefully distilled along the banks of Kentucky River, according to the finest old traditions. Apparently, this is some fine whiskey. I don't know if I believe them. I kind of doubt it because it cost me like $13. So, whiskey, I don't know. $13 is a little suspicious with whiskey. They wrote a little description here. The Ancient Age Distilling Company has such rich history. I don't know why they think they have such rich history because I've never heard of this stuff until today.
It's ancient, dude.
I don't know, man. I've never heard of it before.
Lights.
Yeah, we could plug the lights. Good call. Mid-podcast light move.
Lights.
We're not starting over. We just keep it rolling here.
Oh, yeah.
This is high tech. We come prepared. We come prepared.
We are officially lit.
Looks good. I like the lights. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, I got a description on this bottle. Let's see if it's actually a good description before we taste it. The Ancient Age Distilling Company has rich history. First established at the old Leetown. Wait, what is this? A Leestown? Leestown. This guy Lee, apparently he has a town. The Leestown Settlement and Early Transportation Center in Frontier, Kentucky. So Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Clear limestone water and accessible trade routes make the area perfect for making a whiskey. Sounds legit. From the very first barrel, Ancient Age was known for its fine, smooth, mellow whiskey, beginning a tradition of excellence that continues to this day. We'll see about that because I have suspicious feelings about this bottle, to be honest.
$13.
Yeah.
All I can say.
Oh, there's more.
The price speaks for itself.
They put more. It's steeped in history and tradition. Ancient Age Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey has been branded America's best bourbon. According to who? Who branded this the best bourbon? I don't know. We're about to find out.
Branded the best bourbon. I mean, we have to believe it.
We will determine if it's the best whiskey.
That's the only review that matters.
We'll find out right now.
All right, Jake, pour us up.
You know, it's classy when they have the plastic cap.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's the good shit.
And again, we have another bottle. That square design, the iconic square whiskey bottle.
Here. Check this out. Check
Check it out.
Check it out.
What do you think of the bottle?
Go pay $13 for it.
How do you feel about it?
Check it out.
it's a plastic bottle, a little sticky on the outside. A genuine sour mash. It's carefully distilled along the banks of the Kentucky River. Sounds good to me. Looks kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah, the color.
the off-white label, it makes the plastic cap pop. It just looks like something I wouldn't want to buy.
It almost reminds me of like a spiced rum, just in the color.
It just
Because it's a light. It's a
yeah.
lighter whiskey color.
The bottle looks like something that would be sitting on my grandma's like shelf for like maybe 25 years and no one's touched it.
Yeah, it looks like it's been sitting in the sun for a little bit.
But anyway, it's my impression of the ancient age branding. I would not rate it too high.
No.
All
right, let's take our
Time
sips.
to sip it neat. We try it 3 styles on this podcast. Neat, on the rocks, and in a mixer.
Cheers.
Cheers. Definitely got a pungent nose, but after you get through the rubbing alcohol, there's a little bit of vanilla.
I'll definitely get the oak. The oak's in the back of the throat. The vanilla is very up front.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
The smell is not. The nose is not there.
Yeah,
I think the nose does not meet the mark.
it almost burns the nostrils.
It does have that warmth though.
It's a whiskey. I would hope it does.
Yeah.
It feels like a very similar experience to drinking Jack Daniels or Jim Beam, but slightly worse. Like something's off. It doesn't have as sharp of a bite.
I think it's it's still pretty bitey.
It's still pretty bitey.
But I don't think it's as
It's
much.
It's smoother than
as
Jack,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
it's almost got a little bit of a syrupy texture.
Leaves a residue.
Yeah.
So apparently this won an award. I totally forget what it's called.
The Liquid Gold Award 2013.
Thanks for the save. The Liquid
Yeah, I
Gold
heard
Award.
about that. Yeah.
2013 Liquid Gold Award. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently this won the Liquid Gold Award.
Well, I won it in 2014, so I'm not impressed.
Yeah, I'm curious how prestigious that award is.
I don't know how they would win an award because I know there's better stuff that existed in 2013, right? Like this is definitely not the best Liquid Gold of the year.
Really, it's
There's
not
no
even
way.
it's not even that dark of a color. It's like a liquid piss. I don't know. But
It does look like you've been drinking for about a week straight. That's about how your piss would look.
I mean, the color's
Yeah.
fine. It's not.
I
an abnormal
can-
whiskey
no,
color.
I
it's
can
fine.
attest to
it's,
that.
It's a little light. It's a little lighter than most whiskeys, but it's not too bad.
So the description online says it has vanilla notes to it, and I definitely agree. Get some vanilla off this. Caramel too.
I
What do
don't
you
know.
think about that? Caramely?
That definitely no
No
caramel.
caramel.
There's just some off-putting flavor. Like when you take like a swig and just let it like hit the back of your throat. There's something off-putting about it. There's some flavor. It's just
Yeah.
it's not good.
Definitely. It's got some nut to it. It's got a strong nut flavor to it.
It's almost like
Nice.
sour.
Yeah, it's like a sour kind of burning feel.
It's real good.
If you're into that, I guess.
No, I'm not.
So previously we reviewed 11 Jones, if you remember that episode, and this is way better than 11 Jones.
How about that squirrel, though? How would you compare it to the squirrel? just whole different category.
I don't know, dude.
The squirrel, I like this better.
I could.
The squirrel was
between
sugary.
this and 11 Jones, like I would buy this just because it's stronger. It's
they're
more
very-
liquor for the same price. But
11 Jones
11
tasted
Jones
better.
was kind of pleasant to drink just because it was a whiskey and water.
Yeah, but it upsets the stomach. I feel like this will upset the stomach less. I don't know why. I could be wrong, but I think this will be more comfortable over time.
We'll have to see.
The 11 Jones
If anyone
definitely hurt
pukes.
me a little bit. That one was not too fun to drink.
I think it might have been the squirrel that did it.
I think the squirrel did us all in a little bit.
That's true.
the
I think
sugar in that.
Kinda combined
oh
those.
yeah,
Not to
combining
mention
the
like
super sugary
drinking
with the
3-year-old Irish cream. Sure, that didn't help.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
forgot
and then-
about that part. Yeah, that would have definitely done something. That did some damage.
But I mean, I felt fine. I felt good.
the whole next day. I was working and my stomach was just going. I could feel it.
I woke up for work 8 a.m. Felt good. Felt fine.
I didn't feel awful. I just felt discomfort. It's the best way I could put that.
yeah, it just wasn't good. Something was wrong. Something felt off. This stuff, I have high hopes. I think this will be much more comfortable, much more enjoyable. So far, it already feels like relatively familiar. It feels like, oh, I poured myself a glass of whiskey. This is some good stuff. Boom, it's in a glass. It looks good, and it doesn't hurt to drink. It doesn't taste like
But would you
terrible garbage.
would you take this up on the ski lift with you in a flask?
I would prefer something different.
Yeah,
I
I-
would prefer something else.
If this
I
is
think-
all I had, sure.
I think if this is what I have, I would not bring even a flask.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I don't even think I would take this with me. I think
I wouldn't want to share
I think I would
this,
have
yeah.
it for the night after if that's all I had, obviously. But
We'll see how it does with some rocks and some mixtures.
I think the rocks might help it a good bit,
I
and the
agree.
mixer, it might do okay with the mixer.
Yeah. I mean, there's, again, just
So-
something off-putting when you take a swig of it. It's just something to it that I'm just not
Yeah.
a fan of.
What do you think? Some rocks?
Time for the rocks.
Time for the rocks?
I think it's time for rocks.
Ice, baby.
We're back. We got ice. We
Ice.
got rocks.
You got rocks.
You got
They're
rocks.
the same.
Let's hope this rocks, but somehow I doubt it.
I don't know. I feel like it could do some justice. I feel like it could help it out a little bit.
I mean, I can't see how ice would hurt. Anyway, cheers.
If Jake throws it at you, I'm sure it'll hurt.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely significantly better over ice.
Yeah. I had a feeling it would. I don't know why. Chilled whiskey, it just helps more.
yeah. It
I'm more
takes
of an
away a
on
lot of that
rocks.
bite, I think.
Yeah,
So then this is where you really start tasting like
you get
I
the
start getting,
you get
like,
the flavors a
the
little better.
nuttiness. I start getting a little bit of vanilla. It doesn't just
It's not
taste
alcohol.
that
It's
like
not.
that-
It's not that rubbing alcohol.
that weird
that
flavor that
sweet,
just makes me
sour.
like want to die. Like I was just punching the back of my throat, drinking it neat.
I think this is very drinkable. I mean, drinkable. That's too broad of a term.
I'm getting a good.
Everything's
oat.
drinkable.
I'm getting a good
right?
oat.
But
There's definitely oat.
Yeah, the nose completely disappears over ice.
It's almost turned sweeter. At least through the nose. Yeah.
I also have just a notoriously poor sense of smell.
I'd say kind of caramel. No, not caramel.
I
Almost
don't-
like a
definitely not.
I think it's vanilla.
like a chalk like a. I want to say like almost like a chocolate, but
the description online
I'm not
said
getting it.
corn as well.
yeah, but you can't smell
Think
for
corn?
shits.
Well, I can. This is a pungent beverage. I get absolutely no smell off it with the ice.
It's
in
very low key.
Yeah, same. It's not too much. It definitely lowers it. But
I like that though. It's better on the rocks.
Oh, certainly better on the rocks.
I agree.
Like it's drinkable on the rocks. It doesn't give me that weird flavor that makes me question buying this beverage.
Yeah.
So out of 10, so far, Dominic, on the standard whiskey scale, we're no longer drinking 21 percenters.
Yep. Standard whiskey scale, I'd say it's a 3 or 4. I'd say it's pretty low on the end.
Jake, what you calling it?
On the standard whiskey scale, I would give this. I'll give this a 5. I'd say. Oh no, that's too much. No.
Immediate
No.
regret.
4. Yeah, 5
Immediate
is too
regret.
much. I'd give it a 4 because this isn't something I would take a sip of and spit out. I'd be like, all right, it's not good, but
It's not good, but it's
definitely-
alcohol. I'll drink it. That kind of a feeling, right?
it's like I wouldn't buy this. But if I took a sip, I wouldn't spit it out in disgust. I would drink it.
It
Yeah.
kind of gives you that little bit of a cringe factor when you're drinking it. You get a little bit of that. I don't know about that one kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
Neat. I'd give this a 1.
Yes.
Over ice, I'd give it a 3. So I guess my score averages out to a 2.
That's pretty accurate for me. I could live with that. I would even if you're rating it, 10 being the fucking 11 Jones and 0 being Squirrel from what we've tested previously, I would say it far surpasses the 11 Jones.
Oh, absolutely.
But
It's not.
Okay, maybe-
you can't bring that. You can't.
Okay, maybe
that's
not-
what I said on the standard
maybe
whiskey
not-
scale.
and that's why I'm bringing up a separate scale of what we've tasted. So
Okay.
I'd say, you have 11 Jones. Yeah, it's half proof, but it tastes better and it's actually sippable. This, I kind of question why I'm sipping it the entire time,
Mhm.
but it's not quite like it churns my stomach like that Squirrel did. That Squirrel really just packed those nuts away inside of me. Left some
Yeah.
nut deep.
Yeah.
in
You
there.
left some nut in my front garden. I know.
Squirrel
I may or may not have nutted in his garden.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the 11 Jones, sippable. I could just drink that neat. It tastes like a whiskey and water.
You'll drink.
That's why it's not comparable. Because
You'll drink more of it than this, obviously, but also you enjoy it a little bit more.
but even then, after all the ice melts in this drink, and it becomes a whiskey and water, I still think the 11 Jones might
I would
still be better.
I would say the taste for 11 Jones was a lot smoother, a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I definitely prefer this over the 11 Jones. I thought that was disgusting.
Really.
And I think this is totally passable. Is like, I wouldn't serve this to a friend in any way to try to impress them. But if I was just sipping on this, I wouldn't have a problem. And it would still look like I'm sipping on whiskey. So if no one knows what you're drinking, you could enjoy this and still enjoy not breaking the bank. That's what I think about this stuff.
Would
I
you,
don't mind it.
in the words of, what's his name, Richard, would you recommend, was this recommended?
I would recommend this to someone who wants to look fancy, like they're drinking whiskey.
But you could drink a lot of different things that are whiskey to look like you're drinking whiskey.
Yeah, but if you're still actually drinking whiskey, you're just not breaking the bank if you can't afford
You're
it.
just not enjoying
At
it.
a $13 price
Yeah.
point, there's a lot of bottles you can buy.
I would
We're
say
gonna
there's
try them.
we will try them,
yeah.
and we will let you know which ones we
we
would
will
prefer
let
more.
you know which $13 whiskey is the best $13 whiskey. I would say so far for me, this ain't it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we,
I didn't think I'd say I prefer a half-proof whiskey over an actual whiskey.
Neither did I. Like, for sure.
I don't know. I disagree with you guys. I like this one more, but
Obviously, it's subjective.
It's totally subjective.
You guys can make up your own mind. You can purchase these on your own if you choose. I don't know why you would, but yeah.
Hey, nah, be
If you're-
balling on a budget.
If you're balling on a budget, whiskey, I wouldn't buy this one. I'd buy something different.
If you want to help us not ball on a budget, consider liking and subscribing to the channel.
Yeah, give us some comments on if you guys give us suggestions on what you guys think we would maybe enjoy or absolutely hate and like to see us suffer through. Send it our way. Leave it in the comments.
DM us on Instagram. We have Bottom Shelf Boys on Instagram. We'll be getting on Apple Podcasts and other forms soon. So don't you worry. Pure audio format.
All right, boys.
I think
Let's try this thing with a mixer.
time?
I was gonna say
Mixer
I think some brown cola could do this some justice.
Big cola hours.
I think it doesn't have much flavor. I think the cola
Really
will
going to mask it
entirely, and you will get all the alcohol with none of the flavor, and it'll be fucking amazing.
That's the goal. With this shit, that's the goal.
That's what I hope. That's what you strive for with low budget whiskeys. Fill me up, daddy-o.
All right, once you
Look at how much is left.
All right. It's cola time. And before I take a sip, it's just, it lingers in the back of my throat. It's just this feeling that makes me like uncomfortable about drinking. Like all the bad nights on liquor just lingering in my mouth. I don't know. That's just what's going on. Drinking before the cheers, that's unethical.
I know something you don't know now. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. I guess that means you get first opinion, the longer process. Oh, it's still.
We're keeping it neutral. You know, we went with the same damn brown cola we went with last time.
Yeah.
I would say for this one, change the brown cola. I think a different brown cola would do far better.
All right, you bring the cola next time.
I will.
Put it in.
I'm just saying, I think with the flavor profile of that shit, it would do actually a little bit better. Do some justice.
Somehow,
it got worse, in my opinion.
It still cuts through.
It does.
All this cola, all this ice. If anything, it sticks out more in my mouth as like all the parts I disliked about Ancient Age.
The biggest thing I've noticed is the more and more of this I drink, the less and less I like it.
Yeah,
so it gets
you,
worse.
You were the
quickly.
only fan of the whiskey.
I liked it at first, and now it's getting steadily worse. Even with cola,
you'd still
the
it
aftertaste
just sits on top of
during the
cola.
break there when we were preparing these drinks. He actually went back on his word and he said, "It's slowly getting worse and worse the more I drink it."
It is.
It's like okay. I think I finally.
It is.
I'm
That is a
finally
fact, yeah.
able to articulate. Like, it tastes like if a musty cellar was kind of sour.
Yes, at least in this mixed drink.
In this mixed drink, yeah,
It does taste a little mildewy.
it tastes like a mildew cellar, like a musty cellar.
It's actually very accurate.
Because
It shouldn't be.
that was the flavor that's been lingering in the back of my throat. It reminds that just the flavor that reminds me of my basement for some reason.
Which is? Would you like to elaborate on?
No.
Where
We're not trying to defame anyone on this podcast, but you know.
The cola makes it more palatable, but still,
this man doesn't know what he's talking
I'm
about.
reverting on my previous statement. Like I thought it was all right.
He does
now,
know. He's getting close.
I thought I kind of enjoyed this, but now the aftertaste, it's making me already start to feel a little sick before.
It kind of does
get to
hurt
that
the
point.
stomach a little bit with this mixed
I
drink.
feel like it's going to be a bad next couple hours.
Somehow it's worse than the cola.
And this
It really is.
I actually had high hopes for the cola. I prefer it on the rocks. This is not a mixed drink, unless you find there might be something you could find it with. Maybe I want to say eggnog might work, but I don't think so.
I'm not putting this in an eggnog.
Some people put whiskeys in eggnogs and they like it. I would not. I'm not a big eggnog person to begin with.
I am not an eggnog.
But I don't know. It might work well in something else more vanilla like a root beer. Like
Yeah.
if you got a vanilla root beer and you mixed it with that, if you were really trying to make it work,
Somehow this masks all of like the positive notes we had mentioned, having it over ice.
Yeah.
And it brings out just that musty basement in the back of your throat.
Out of all 3 ways we've tried this, I think I prefer it neat the most, which is
That's surprising.
it's weird. I thought I would like it mixed, but I think I like it without the cola.
There wasn't too much flavor neat, and there wasn't even less when it was on the rocks.
I'm usually a big fan of things that are
Mixed.
more bitter, not sweet.
Mixed, it's actually more flavorful and more bad.
It brings out the bad flavor. This is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jake. I think you're outweighed on this one, and this is a no
I'm
go
gonna
for
give
me.
this a 1 as far as mixed drinks.
Yeah, on mixed drink, this is definitely a 1.
That brings down my overall average score to
a 1.5.
1.75.
I can agree with that. I give this mixed drink also a 1.
Yeah, I'd say I was at a 3, and that
One
was
on the
being
mixed
generous. I'd say this is a 2. I'm still going to be a little generous. I think there's a lot. I hated the squirrel. The squirrel was the worst thing I've ever drank in, personally.
That
I
was
didn't
bad.
I didn't mind it. I like sweet things though, as you know.
Okay, I wouldn't say the worst. The worst was definitely UV blue.
Yeah.
UV blue,
No, UV green. Warm UV green.
I think UV blue's worse.
Ooh, but
I
no.
like apple more than I like.
Warm Parrot
Oh.
Bay. Warm Parrot Bay punch.
Warm anything is fucking
no,
awful.
warm Parrot Bay. I had that at a college party.
You're giving me war flashbacks right now.
God, I cannot there's nothing less palatable to me personally than just drinking warm Parrot Bay out of
But
the bottle.
was it the coconut Parrot Bay or was it just regular Parrot Bay?
It was passion fruit.
Ooh, that's even worse.
That's the worst.
Oh.
Because I didn't know what to ask for. Then, you freshman year of college.
You grab what you grab.
Of course, we didn't drink freshman year of college because that would be illegal.
That would be illegal. We would never do that.
But as
I was
early
21
as
in
I
my
can
freshman year of
remember
college.
drinking,
They totally weren't older than me. I didn't drink. I was just we were all just around having fun, right?
Y'all need
Enjoying
to stop
our-
talking right now.
innocent bystander.
Just hanging out.
But
Who cares?
yeah, I
Drink
think
responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Drink when you're 21.
overall,
Drink responsibly.
drink in response to action. Yeah,
Yeah.
No.
In response to action.
yeah.
Shots. Okay.
Someone harms you, drink. Someone does something good, drink.
Drink
But of course-
responsibly.
Drinking is bad for you, and we don't condone it on this podcast.
Yeah, don't drink. It sucks.
We're just giving you our opinions on liquor.
If you're a blue collar worker, don't drink on the job. It's bad for you.
Don't drink on the job if you're anybody. That's just
Yeah.
bad for anything.
Don't do that.
Yeah. You'll get fired.
Drink responsibly. Drink ancient age.
All right.
Words by the man.
If you wanna like naturally wean yourself off of alcohol, keep drinking ancient age because you'll wish you weren't drinking.
This stuff will put the soul of your ancestors inside of you. You'll gain powers you never thought were possible.
That's called vomiting.
You'll get real drunk real fast, and you might not like the process if you drink this stuff.
I mean, all I can say about it is if you bought ancient age and you now own it, only take it in shots.
No.
That way it just
No.
hits the liquor hits you and the flavor gets washed away by whatever you pour next.
I felt so embarrassed.
Chase it
bringing
with a
this
lime.
up.
I think a lime would help. Like if you chased it with a lime, I think it would actually do pretty well. Lime or lemon? Maybe an orange?
I don't
Something
know about
citrus.
that.
No, I genuinely think something citrus would help.
Something really pungently flavorful to get that shit out of my mouth. would be-
Exactly why I said lime, lemon, or orange.
Yeah, if
the
you
orange-
happen
Citrus?
if you happen to have this in the cabinet and you need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Other than that,
I don't
It's a
think
no
there's
buy.
much else to say.
I felt so embarrassed walking up with this bottle at the checkout counter at the liquor store. I'm like, I can't believe I'm buying this right now.
It's one of those shameful
pull it.
moments.
You have to bend over, pull this thing off the bottom shelf, and it hurt my soul to
No.
spend money on this.
That's what we're all about here.
yeah.
That moment you pull it off the bottom shelf.
I grab it off the
hurts.
bottom shelf with pride, knowing what it's for.
It hurt
That's
my
called
soul.
Content, baby.
Oh, had a good conversation with the cashier, but I was like, man,
Was she cute?
I'm that guy right now. She could have been my mom.
Hell yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah, I guess.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for
I think
Ancient
that
Age.
wraps it up. I think it's a no-go.
I think the average score amongst all of us was a 1.5.
It was low.
It's pretty low, yeah.
It was
Between
low.
a 1 and a 2.
Yes.
If you're looking to mix it, definitely
Don't do it.
steer clear. Somehow it's worse.
Shots, possibly.
Maybe shots.
Maybe
if you
shots.
accidentally bought it, only take it in a shot.
We could test that. We could test that theory. I don't want to, but we could.
We might do that in a YouTube short or something.
What do you say?
Follow up for the episode. Take Ancient Age shots. Might be coming at you.
That's the end of this one, though, I think.
That wraps it up. Juice. Claps for Juice.
Catch you later.
Not going to give Juice a clap.
Signing off.